All right, everybody. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is David Johnson, and we're going to talk about marketing, which is what we always talk about. So, let me turn this down a little bit. So look, as you can see, I'm getting my office put together. Got my cool stuff on the walls. I still got a bunch of stuff to hang up, and I'm still out collecting stuff. So, I actually have a whiteboard right here, and it has 20 video ideas on it. And half the time, I just come up with another idea, and that's what I shoot my video on. But these are all like great topics. So, I think what we should do is we should just pick a topic, right? So I don't know if the writing is coming off very good. So we could talk about like location-specific ads, mobile ordering, loss leaders. Like, do people know what a loss leader is and how they're beneficial? Audience building, just different platforms. I think I'm going to talk about loss leaders. All right. So let me set this down here. Get back to my desk here. So a loss leader. So big companies do loss leaders all the time. And for you to be able to do a loss leader effectively, ideally you need to know what your lifetime value of a customer is. Now, for some companies, that's very hard to do. But when you have companies, like a lot of big companies have been doing this for years, they understand their numbers. It is very important that you understand your numbers to be profitable. But you don't necessarily have to understand lifetime value of a customer as long as you understand the value and how often they're coming back. And you can apply this to almost any business. As long as you get repeat customers, that type of business, right? Or repeat buyers. There's different ways to do loss leaders. So number one, the loss leader is you lead your customer into your business, whether it's online or brick and mortar, and the offer you're giving them, you're not making any money, or you might even be losing money on that deal, right? So you're bringing them in at a loss. However, if you're playing the long game, you understand the lifetime value of the customer, you can take that hit at the beginning because you know you're going to get them back. The other way to do it is to bring them in on an offer that you know you're either going to break even, not make much, or lose money on. But while they're there, you get them to spend more money, and then that's where you make your money. You lead them in with a cheap, inexpensive, irresistible offer, right? It's kind of like with a restaurant. You could do it many, many different ways. It depends on the type of restaurant, right? And you could do a BOGO entree, where you get one entree, you get another entree free. You could bring them home. Just say you get a free apple. You show up here, you get a free appetizer, because once they get there, they're going to order their appetizer. They're going to order something else. They're going to order a couple drinks. You're going to make your money off of that stuff. So you're giving away something that cost you $5, $2. Sometimes it costs you less than $1. But the perceived value, which is very important, is the perceived value of the offer is what brings them in. Okay? Now, you do have companies that they don't look at it as a long game. They're looking at it as if, I'm giving away free stuff. Yeah, you're giving away something free, or you're making a good offer to get them there. But if your food is good, your service is good, and if you sell alcohol, if you know how to make a good drink, they're going to come back. You know what I mean? Like, if the food is not good, I'm not going. When I drank, if the drinks weren't good, I wasn't going. You know what I mean? So as long as if those things aren't good, you're probably not going to be in business that long anyway. So you need to be looking at the feedback from your customers. And if you got people not showing up a second time, maybe look at your menu or the quality of the food. So anyway, that's a loss leader. The loss leader is there to draw the customer in with an irresistible offer, knowing you're going to upsell them while they're there and or bring them in another time because your service, your food, and everything is just so freaking awesome they can't resist but to come back. Now, the key is, like, companies have been doing this for forever, right? But now the game has changed. Now you can give them an irresistible offer, gain data, and then communicate them based on that data. Communicate offers to them based on the data that you have. So now, if you know what you're doing, if you do what I do, you gain the customer's attention with an offer. For them to get the offer, they interact with your brand. We gain the data. I'm not going to tell you how because that's giving away the secrets, right? And then you're able to send them an offer based on what you know about them. You know that they're married. Like we find out they're married or single. We find out, do they go out for lunch or dinner or both? We find out if they have kids under 18. We don't care about if they're over 18. We find out when their anniversary is. We find out when their birthday is. We find out what area of town they work in. We find out what area of town they live in. We can also find out if they like sports, what types of sports. We can go on and on. Like those are 9 things right there. And I know I'm missing some things. So if you know these things about your customer, and you have them into your program, you have them as a customer, you can send them text messages, emails, Facebook messages, and you can gear those messages and the offer to get them to come back based on these things that you know. Like if you know their birthday is coming up next week, you can send them an offer for that birthday celebration. If you know they're celebrating their anniversary, like I'm saying it like this because this is the data that we collect. So when you work with me, we collect this data and then we can segment our offers based on the data, right? So that way you're not sending the same offer to everybody. It's like when you use money mailers or Clipper magazine or any offer, like even TV or radio, you're sending the same message to everybody. The same message does not apply to everybody. You know, it's like if you don't have kids, then the offer to Kids Eat Free Night does not apply to you. So why would you send that offer, Kids Eat Free, to the person who doesn't have kids? You could send, come in and get a free appetizer. That will excite that person. Or what if they're married and their kids are grown? Why would you send Kids Eat Free, right? You could send, hey, celebrate a date night with your sweet one, right? However you want to put it. That will get that couple that doesn't have kids in the house anymore to come in. It's their wedding anniversary or whatever anniversary you found out about, you can give them an offer to celebrate that anniversary with your restaurant, right? Same with birthdays. You know, like if you have a place where people celebrate, and I mean, there's actually a place down the street I interviewed for North Shore Eats. They do sports simulation. It's like a perfect place for this type of data because when people schedule events for this type of location. So that's pretty much all I got. Loss leaders. All right, loss leaders are good. Okay, if you're looking at the short side of it, loss leaders don't always look attractive, but you have to keep in mind you're bringing them in at what could be a loss unless if your food is good, your service is good, your drinks are good, they are going to buy stuff while they are there. So you lead them in with a great offer that gets them in. You reel them in. All right? That's the way you need to do it. If you have any questions, post them below, or depending on where you see this video, because we upload it everywhere. As you can see, I'm getting my office together. Got Muhammad Ali here. Got Marilyn Monroe over here. I got all kinds of stuff here. My Grill Beast flag, always a Grill Beast. And I got a whole bunch of other stuff I'm hanging up around here. So look, we're going to start pulling stuff off of my list here and getting these topics underway. And that way I can add more topics. All right. So look, thanks a lot for joining me, y'all. I truly appreciate it. And have a great Sunday. Peace.